rivalry. Today I'm going to pitch the new BMW M5 up against its little brother, the BMW M4 CS. Now these aren't direct competitors, but they do have some similarities. For example, the price. The M5 is priced from around $260,000 excluding on roads, while the M4 CS, so the CS is kind of it is a special edition sort of track focused model, still road legal and all that, but just, yeah, pretty hardcore. It starts from $255,000. They have very different powertrains. They're both four-wheel drive with switchable rear-wheel drive, but for these runs I'll just use four-wheel drive. The M5 is powered by a 4.4 litre twin-turbo V8 hybrid, combining to produce 535 kilowatts and 1,000 Newton meters. That's over 700 horsepower, by the way. While the M4 CS has a 3 litre twin-turbo inline-six, 405 kilowatts and 650 Newton meters. Where things get a little bit interesting though is the weight and the power to weight ratios. So the M4 CS weighs 1,760 kilograms. Put that into a calculator and you're left with 230 kilowatts per tonne. The BMW M5 weighs 2,435 kilograms. It's pretty heavy. It is a hybrid, as I said, plug-in hybrid too, so you can drive this as an electric vehicle. You can't do that in the M4. The battery is about 17 or 18 kilowatt hours, pretty big battery. That's why it's so heavy. But it means the power to weight ratio is 219.71 kilowatts per tonne. So the M4 does have the advantage here with a better power to weight ratio. But the thing with the M5 though is it produces a lot more torque, 1,000 Newton meters, and it's got the electric motor so it can provide instant power and torque. Not the whole combined power instantly, but there's a nice shove straight away, straight off the mark. So it'll be interesting to see how these two go. They both feature an 8-speed torque converter automatic as well with a kind of launch control. It's not full launch control like a dual clutch where it's actually disengaging the engine and gearbox. It's just kind of loading it up on the brake pedal and setting the computers up and everything, the tuning, the calibration for the best launch. As usual, I'll set up the tripod at 3 different spots down this private road for the full quarter mile. And then during the editing, I'll match it up so they take off at the exact same points so you can see what a drag race would look like if they were both here today. The weather is about the same, although it's slightly colder today compared with the M4. I've already done all the testing and everything with the M5. It was a bit earlier on, so it was a little bit warmer, but I think the M4 was warmer again, slightly. But both conditions pretty good. Not, 30 degrees or anything like that. It's about 24, 25. And then this was about 21, I think, during the actual VBox testing. And then at the end of the video is where I'll show the best VBox results. So regardless of what the footage looks like, the VBox results at the end are the best I got out of both of the vehicles on the day. Trying out all different modes and all that, they're the best results. Let's see how they go. There we go, that's about as close as it gets. The M4 just gets there in the end in terms of the V-Box results. It'll be interesting to take them to the drag strip though and see how they actually compare. If you had a full battery with the M5 and the exact same amount of fuel in both of them, who knows, maybe it might be the other way around. But on these tests, in these conditions, the M4 CS was just quicker. What would be my pick out of these two? It's very hard to answer that actually. It's like saying which one of my two sons do I love the most? It really is. Like, they're both awesome machines. I'm just going to rip the band-aid off and say the M5 is my pick. I'm an M5 kind of guy. I love the sort of luxury and all that kind of stately cruising sedan personality, but then at the touch of a button, you can shred the tires in third gear if you want to. Like, it's just such a machine, it's a beast. Yes, it is heavier than the previous models. Yes, it doesn't come with a manual transmission. It doesn't have a naturally aspirated V10 like the E60. It's still nuts though. Like, I'll have a review of this coming soon. Although it does weigh 2.4 tons, you have to be in a very specific scenario to feel that. And even when you do feel it, it doesn't seem to detract or negatively impact your driving experience. Like, it's just a machine, it really is. You've got to take one of these for a drive to see what I mean. It's so fast, but then when you flick it into rear-wheel drive, it's just so agile and you can throw it around, drift, and just exactly where you want it to go. It's absolutely perfect. I love it. While the M4, particularly the CS version, is more of a hardcore driver's car. That's the one you'd want if you go to track days regularly. If you take this to a track day regularly, you're going to be going through the tires pretty quickly because it is so heavy. But yeah, that M4 is also a beast. Like, it hammers along. It's quicker than the M5, for example. But yeah, in the end, I think I would take the M5 as my own car because I can drive it on the roads and all that sort of thing, but still take it to the track if I wanted to. And just, yeah, it's just such a beast. What would you take out of these two? Considering they are the same price, it's actually a fairly even match. Let me know in the comments below.